Today we are reviewing the 2015 Ford Expedition Limited Max, which is the longest wheelbase and gives you 131 square inches of room. We're at Holtzlander Auto Sales out in Allendale, Michigan. You can see their inventory is probably impeccable and the best compared to all their competitors. With the 2015 Ford Expedition, there is a lot of new advances compared to its predecessor, starting with the 3.5-liter V6 twin-turbo EcoBoost engine, producing 365 horsepower and 420 pounds-feet of torque, allowing you to tow that trailer or that camper more efficiently and basically get better gas mileage with those two new turbos. If we walk to the side of the vehicle, you can definitely see this car is very long. It's oriented around people who want to take long drives, who want to tow vehicles, who basically, it's just a truck with more space, more living room. If we come to the back seats, which this car is oriented around the people who are sitting in the back, you can see there is an adaptive running board, allowing your kids, older elders, to get into the vehicle easier. This Limited Max is actually packaged with the captain's chairs, allowing there's no third row seating, so the kids will not be fighting. They have their own space here, and also passengers have the option of heated and cooled seats and media controls. So you're probably wondering, how do I get into the back seats easily? Well, Ford made that very easy with instructions on the side. If we pull this lever and then pull this little other lever, as a man who's 6 foot tall, I can get into the back seats very easily, sit very comfortably, and have ample amount of space for my knees and head. I have about 3 inches to the top of this vehicle, and I am comfortable. Also, you can see here, there's more storage in this vehicle. Not only you have 2 more cup holders on this side, 1 more cup holder on this side, and storage. Basically, there's room to put more cargo space in the middle right here, and more cargo space in the back of the vehicle, which I will be showing you right now. To get out of the vehicle, it's easy. Just pull this lever, which there's more instructions right here. Push up, walk out, and we have this running board, which makes it very safe. Even in the rain like today, it has tread on it, so my, let's say, boat shoes here has no tread. I will not be falling off, so your kids will be safe and secure. When I close this door, it takes a couple seconds, and the running board goes back in. To the back of the vehicle, not only it is controlled by your remote, but there's also a button in the back of the vehicle where you can click for a electronic tailgate, giving you even more room in this car. The cool thing about this vehicle with the 2015, there's a lot more technological advances. If we want to fold down the back seats, give you more cargo room, we can do that. Touch of a button. If your kids had to do this, they can do it easily. And we'll just go back up. If I wanted to close the vehicle by the key, I'll press the button twice, and it will beep about 3 times, allowing people around the vehicle to know the tailgate will be closing. Or I can press this button on the side of the vehicle, and the tailgate will close automatically. Let's take a look in the driver's cockpit. Again, the adaptive running board comes out. I can step onto the vehicle easily, get into the car, and close it. What are my initial feelings about this vehicle? First off, the seats. They're plush. They have very nice bolstering, not too much. The seats are firm, but not too firm. They're soft, but they're not too soft. It's perfect. It's a perfect vehicle to drive long distances in and not have any pain in your back. On the side here, we have electric, basically adjusting, all the normal standard stuff, and also your lumbar support, because you do need to change that when you're going for an 8-hour drive. Let's turn this vehicle on. So you can hear, if you do know any of the Fords back from 2014 and prior, normally when you turn the vehicle on, it would actually be via a key. But with this vehicle is the basically the introduction of keyless entry, and you can hear it is not a V8. It is a very, very soft insulated V6 sound, so it will not be bothering any of your neighbors when you want to head out on that road trip in the morning at 4. Some of the main features you see with this car that is completely new. First, the speedometer. In the 2014 version, it was all analog, but with this version, in the middle, the speedometer is analog, but there is addition of two different digital screens on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, there's many different options, but we can see here, you have display mode, trip and fuel, towing, off-road settings, and other settings that actually allow you to turn on and off your blind spot controls, which is on the side of your car. If there's a vehicle coming in your blind spot, it will give you a nice orange light telling you there's a vehicle in that area. Cross traffic alert, front park aid. So because this vehicle has such a large bonnet, if you're coming up to basically, let's say this M4 and you don't want to hit it, it will beep to you, basically increasing in beeps when you are closer to the vehicle, and the same exact thing for rear park aid. If you look to the right hand side of the screen, you get 3 different options, which I love immensely. You have your entertainment, your navigation, and your phone, which is completely linked to your 4.2-inch screen in the middle of this vehicle, which is completely new for this model year. All of these settings basically are very, very easy to maneuver with. When it comes to your navigation, some of these vehicles, when you purchase off the lot, like this vehicle right here, it says insert nav SD card. They're actually not given the actual package of the navigation, but the cool thing is you can go back to any Ford dealership, purchase an SD card, insert it into this very easily adapter right here, and have your navigation. Easy peasy. Also, with your phone settings too, you can link up multiple different types of phones, click basically your sync on this vehicle, and talk, text without touching any buttons. So if we go more to what's new about this car, the biggest things. If you knew about the 2014 Expedition, it had the exact same console, exact same infotainment center as the F-150. A very closed up digital screen that was not interactive, not touch based. It was just not good looking. But this year, they slimmed it up. They made it look streamlined. With this screen, which you can basically do anything on, climate control, not only front climate control, but rear climate control, media, phone, navigation, which is all divided by different types of colors. You're also your compass, but also allows you basically to control the same exact buttons that we have right here. So there's multiple different ways you can turn on your heat and cool seats. So if you can see, I can turn it on my heat and cool seats and it'll immediately react to the button on top. The farther lower we go, we have a leather wrapped gear shifter connected to a 6-speed automatic. Is very smooth shifting, which it should be. It gets great gas mileage for those long trips. On the right hand side, we have the American size, thank God, American size cup holders right here, allowing you to put those large Slurpees for those long drives or any types of drinks. You can see in the middle, actually inside, there are these rubber casings that come out that allow the drinks to get stuck in there, and you will never need to worry about your coffee spilling on you in the morning. It's stuck, it's firm, it's gonna be in there. If we look more, this car, the main thing about this vehicle is not only luxury, it's about storage. You can see this leather console is the exact same one from the F-150 of this year. If you open it up, you have ample amount of storage here, 2 USB connectors, the SD card, your aux plug-in, and another 12-volt battery, which you have one right here too. And then the other thing is, because you will be driving this car expectedly on long trips, you'll probably be hitting a lot of different toll roads, so you have a removable coin holder, and then more storage. In back of that, if you didn't think you had enough cup holders, well, you do. You have 2 more large cup holders right here, basically giving you more tread on the bottom, so your drinks will not be moving anywhere. And I forgot to say, you have a cup holder on the left-hand side of your driver's door, and then on the passenger driver's door, you also have another cup holder. So that is my first reactions to the 2015 Ford Expedition. I say we go for a drive. Okay, so we are now driving the vehicle, and some of my first reactions to this car, again, is the seating. It's so comfortable, and it just takes in all the bumps. And that's not just the seating of how plush it is. It also is connected to suspension. The suspension in this vehicle, even though it's on the truck platform, it's nothing compared to the F-150. This car soaks in the cracks and the potholes. Right now we're in Michigan, and this is where the car is located, and there's the infrastructure here. It's bad. It's bad. And they designed this vehicle to basically withstand anything, and it's very obvious. Some of the other things you immediately see is basically or for me, what I'm seeing is what I'm touching. The first thing I'm touching is the steering wheel, of course, hopefully, but it's leather wrapped. It's smooth. It's so smooth, and I will just keep on saying this, but there's no wear on the steering wheel at all. If you look at the buttons too on the bottom of this vehicle, there's no wear to the buttons at all. This car is from 2015. It was technically made in 2014, but it's a 2015 Ford Expedition. You can't tell the difference. I mean, look how advanced the technology is in this vehicle. The 4.2-inch screen is HD. It looks great. It's new. It's amazing. I mean, the colors they use in this car are very vibrant, and they look great. The next thing I want to touch is the comfortability of just the driver. Now, I already know, and I have already tested this out, all the passengers in this car are going to be sitting comfortably because they have the capstan chairs, they have all those cup holders and all the USB adapters they ever would need, and the heated seats. But it's about the driver. You have to be comfortable. You're the one making the drive. So let's talk about you. You're the one buying this car. What do you get out of this car? Well, let's go with it. Storage and comfortability. First off, I already covered the amount of storage, but I didn't cover in the other part of this video the storage up here. There is little divots here allowing you to put pieces of paper. Let's say you go to the park and you get some registration and it doesn't stick onto your window. You can put it right here. Coins, little knickknacks. Your kids are giving you weird stuff and you want to put it somewhere. You don't want to put it in your cup holders because they're all fold up. You can put it up here. And also you have a nice little speaker that's connected to the Sony Entertainment, which sounds really good in this car. We can turn it up
to watch voting in Nashville. He visited the Nashville.
Oh, that's good. That's a good stereo system. Listen to NPR right now. But let's go with comfortability now. My hand, I'm a larger male. I'm 200 pounds, 6 foot. So I have larger body parts, of course. And where the mirror controls are, where the window controls are, and the locks, is this little ledge. And normally they are very skinny and narrow on a lot of other cars, including trucks. The cool thing about this vehicle, it gives you 2 different ledges. And my hand rests comfortably on this. I can rest my whole hand. The only thing dropping off is my thumb. And it's so comfortable, and I love it. And so depending on your height, which I have so much more room to the top of this car, you basically can be any size person and sit comfortably here. Now, if you want to switch your hand to the left hand side, left hand drive in this vehicle, and you want to rest your right hand, there's not a scarcity of room here. If we look to the side, all this leather it's just so smooth, and it's plush, and it's cushioned. So I can rest my hand here comfortably, maybe even rest my palm on the gear shift, feel the leather. Everything just feels nice. The cool thing about the engineering here is the 2 cup holders in the back. They are designed to have a nice gap, and it is a gap of plastic, but a nice hard plastic, where my elbow will not touch that unless I actually have to uncomfortably push it back farther. So if one of your passengers puts a bottle of Gatorade with no cap on, and you touch it, basically you can't really hit it with your elbow, but let's say it was closer and you touched it and splashed over you, that would be inconvenient. But with this vehicle, Ford engineers designed this for basically everyone not to hit the cup holders. These cup holders are spread out, they're large, and they're not going anywhere. They are not. And you have to love that. Some other things. Let's go with the powertrain. This is the first year with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6. There was a lot of hate about this when it first came out, but man, was it the right choice. The car is quiet. It's so quiet. When you do press on the gas, you do hear the whistles of the 2 turbos, which for a car guy like I am, is very satisfying, I have to say. but it's so quiet, but it's faster than the V8. And I personally owned a 2014 5.4 liter V8 Expedition, Ford Expedition. It did sound very menacing, very loud with that V8 roar, but it wasn't that fast. This vehicle is equipped, like I said, with a 365 horsepower, and that's quite a bit more than the last year's model. It was the right choice. And also, going from a 5.4 liter, which is a lot larger engine compared to a 3.5 liter, you decrease the weight in this car. And you need to decrease some weight in this car, especially when you have 131 square inches of a wheelbase, which is huge. It allows the front to move more freely. It doesn't feel like when you turn the steering wheel, you have a lot of weight in the front and you have to pull it in a way. It just flows. The suspension of this car is so nice. Everything about it is so nice. It's almost an illusion in a way. This is a long wheelbase Expedition. This is basically the largest vehicle you can get from Ford compared to one of their larger dually trucks. This is the biggest you can get. This is the Mambo. This is the beast. And it's being powered by this V6. You can't tell. I feel like I'm driving maybe an Explorer, and we can see Explorer right there. It feels like I'm driving an Explorer. It really does. I mean, it's not intimidating at all. With all the safety features equipped with this vehicle, like the blind spot monitoring, which is very nice if you're in congestion, basically like if you're in Ohio and there's a bunch of cars everywhere, you can basically tell whenever a car is in your blind spot. You never need to worry. Just a bunch of safety features. This car was engineered to make your life easier as the buyer. You can load up as many people as you want, 8 people, sit there comfortably. Everyone does not have to complain about how many USB chargers there are, because there's a bunch of them in this vehicle. 2 up here, a bunch of adapters in the back, and even an outlet charger. For gosh sakes, you can turn on an Xbox in the back of this car and power it. That's how great this car is. It's great for the price of $29,995. It might be off this lot soon. So come into Holtzlander Auto Sales in Allendale, Michigan. Come talk to Katie, the saleswoman out here. She is amazing. Come talk to Sarah Holtzlander. Come talk to Adam Holtzlander. They're very busy, but they're always on the lot with all their very impressive cars. And get a test drive today. You will not regret that. I promise you that.